Hi guys, I'm going to walk you through how to do this season's company makeup. First, you obviously want to start with a nice clean face. Go ahead and get the girls some nice primer. If you have not tried Jane Arndell, this is honestly the most amazing chemical-free, all-natural makeup product that I have found. I am absolutely in love with it. I actually started wearing it every day. You can get it at Roca. Or there's some places in Scottsdale sell it, but this is amazing. So moms, if you want to try it. But again, just any kind of primer will work. Do watch out for the NYX or the NYX because I do know that it was kind of like glopping and getting all yucky last year. So again, just any kind of base primer, put that all over their face. Then you're going to start off next doing some kind of foundation. I always like to go about a tint darker than their normal skin color just because remember it is stage makeup, so you do want it to stay in a makeup so they do not look like they are washed out. So then again, go ahead and put that all over their face. I then go and use just kind of a powder brush, apply that all over my face again. I will do this process again after I do my eyes just because I tend to sometimes get some of the eyeshadow down here. So just kind of try to wipe it away and fill in those little spaces. Okay, so I think the biggest thing is the eyes. This season we have 3 new colors from MAC, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be very similar to what we did last season. You're going to first take your rice paper. That's the lightest color. And you are going to go ahead and you are going to apply that all over the eye after you put on primer. Which I should say again, a primer. Again, like I said, I'm using Jane, but you can use any kind of primer. Put that all over the entire eye, and I've got a nifty little person here. So I'm putting that all over my person's eye, all the way up into the eyebrow. Not in the eyebrow, but up to the eyebrow line. So once you have that, go ahead and take your rice paper and put that all over the entire lid. And I just like to go in circular motions just because again it's gonna get nice and smoothed out and make it nice and clean looking and even. Since I did put the primer on, it kind of is where the primer is. It's a little bit darker, so I apologize for that. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to take the really cool Sweet Heat. So I really like this one. Once you start applying it, you'll really see it has a really nice pretty shimmer. You're going to take that and you're going to put that from like the crease line down, kind of fill that area all the way in, all again on the bottom half of the eye. So I'm putting that Sweet Heat down on the bottom portion of the eye. Just kind of doing my circular motions again. So now it's almost kind of like you've got the rice paper on the top, Sweet Heat down on the bottom. Then I go ahead and I take a crease brush. If you don't have one of those, it's a little bit easier to do with the crease brush than just the brush that you were using for the other two. And I'm going to take this, you're going to start on the outer part of your eye. So you're going to just dot it right there. And then you're going to go and again circle it just in the crease of your eye up until about a little halfway past center. So wherever you start that brush is where it's going to apply obviously the most makeup and it's going to be the heaviest. So again, start on the outside corner so you can see how mine is darker over here and just wiggle it just in the crease line all the way to a little past center. So again, it's a little bit easier just to see on a person. You might have to go over this because you do want to make sure that it's not completely neutral. It is stage makeup, so you do want to make sure it is a little bit darker. She obviously doesn't look like a human, so it's a little bit harder. Once you have that, I like to go over with the rice paper again over on the top. Just along my lash line, or excuse me, my brow line. So that way then it kind of gives me a little foundation to kind of blend into now. So then you're gonna just take your brush And again, I just blend. So put the rice paper again, a little bit on the top, blend in. So again, rice paper over the entire eye, sweet heat on the lower half of just the lid, and then your saddle that is in your crease. So heavy on the outside and then circle it all the way just along that crease. For the eye candy, all that I do for my friends that haven't used it yet, I put my sugar water is what they call it. I just put a little bit in the lid and gets your little brush wet. You're gonna put just a little bit in the lid of the sparkle, the glitter, and dip it onto your brush. Make sure that the dancer does hold their eye closed because you will get it all over, or if it's still wet, it will come up on the top. This is going to act like their liner on the top lid. So you don't want it very thick, as you can see mine's. It's a little thicker than actual eyeliner, but it's not like, you don't want to look like the lady on Drew Carey and have like your eyeliner up to the crease of your lid either. So again, you'll just paint this on, and it's a lot easier on a human than it is on a paper person, paper face. And just make that along the lash line. Now what you're gonna do, and I actually, and I apologize, I should have said this first, I would probably put their false lashes on first before you put the eye candy. So make the lashes go on first, and let's go back to that so that way then you can kind of know how to put lashes on if you are a newbie. They are the 2s from MAC. Make sure that they do cut them for you because you don't want to just use any kind of scissors or else then you're going to ruin the lashes, and you want these to last just because they are obviously a little bit more expensive than the ones that you're going to buy at Walmart or Target. Have them cut them. Take your lash glue and obviously just put it right on the top. Let it dry a little bit. You're going to take, so your thinner one is going to be on the inside of their eye. The longer lash part is on the outside of the eye. The easiest way that I have found is to have the dancers lay down and you go behind them. So put their head in your lap and go directly down behind them. That way then you can get that part of the lash all the way into that lash line. So again, you really want to make sure that that is lined all the way up. I don't want to see dancers with the false lashes up here or in the center of their eye. Again, it's right on that lash line. So easiest way, head in your lap, go ahead, wiggle it down in there, press it down nice and good, blow on it, let them sit there for a little bit. Then you can apply the eye candy like I was just showing you. So the eye candy will go over this. Again, I apologize for not doing that in order. So we have our eyes pretty much done, except for our espresso, or I think that brown boulder or border is the other one that we had to get because I think that it was out of stock for some of us. I just do a really a thin line on the bottom on both sides. If you wanted to kind of bring it in here, you're more than welcome to go ahead and bring it on the inside of their crease line if they'll let you. Because I know some dancers, they don't like you touching their eyes. So it's hard enough. If they are having problems with you putting on that lower lash line, have them go ahead and look up into the diagonal or up into the corner. That way then it's not looking like you're coming straight for their eyeball. And 2, like if you're trying to do their lashes standing up or even their eye candy standing up, having them close their eyes or looking down at a diagonal is gonna help that too. All right, for cheeks. Again, I know that sometimes the girls feel like they're clowns, or it's a little bit darker than obviously you would want to do your makeup. But please remember that it is stage makeup. So we have to make sure that it is darker so they aren't washed out on that stage. Everybody's going to be a little bit different just because obviously our skin tone's different. This is the one that I get from MAC. I do like to do a bronzer before, just so it kind of picks up my blush a little bit more. You're more than welcome to do that for your dancer if you need to. But again, just make it heavy. Swirl it in your blush. I like to smile. I always follow that rule. Smile. Circle it all in. Yes, there we go. Last but not least, lips. Make sure that you put a primer on for your lips, or their lips, and it is the Ruby Woo. This color is awesome. It's actually the same color that the Phoenix Cardinals use, and all of the ASU Pommies dancers, and I believe that U of A actually uses this color too. So this is one of their top choices for, I guess, dancers. That's why we kind of went with it, and it will kind of go with everything too. I personally don't use a lip liner just because I feel that I have rather large lips. But I know like Miss Denise, she loves a good lip liner. So if you're wanting a lip liner, go to MAC, ask them which color that they would recommend with the Ruby Woo, and I'm sure that they'll be able to help you. But the key is that you need to make sure that they do have a good primer on so that that is not coming off. But they will obviously probably need to retouch their lips in between numbers. We do have a lot of white costumes this season, so please make sure that we're super careful with the white costumes and not getting our Ruby Woo all over our costumes. The other thing for my new friends, if you don't have any, you can get them on Amazon, but the makeup erasers are amazing. That way then when your dancer is done with the competition and you don't want them walking out into, going out to dinner with your family looking like this, then you can take it off, and it honestly, it will come right off. I know for hip hop, they do have different lip color. Again, super awesome. Just take it. It comes off really, really easy. Apply the new lip gloss or lipstick, and then they're ready to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this season's company makeup. The last thing I know that Mr. Brandon and Miss Denise are super, super talking to everybody about is if you have super blonde eyebrows, please make sure that they do not look like Oompa Loompas and have white eyebrows for the entire competition. We do need them to fill in their eyebrows so it is noticeable that they have eyebrows on top of their eyes. If you guys have any questions,